Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Hello, early learners. I wanted to welcome you back to the art room. Remember about the art room where we're learning about art? Well, last time we met, our new artist was Georgia O'Keeffe, and she was an outdoors artist. Well, today we're going to start talking about Paul Klee. Let's start out with our hello song, and we're going to still do our hello world, where I sing and you sing back to me. Hello world, my old friend, it's another day, glad to see you again, The sun is up, I'm ready to play, Hello world, so what do you say, Alrighty, you know today is Mystery Monday, and so inside my suitcase I have 3 items, and 2 of them really go together, and 1 does not belong. Let's take a look and see what is there. Come on, suitcase. Now, I wore this crown because it's fall, and I made this crown out of real leaves, and I brought my dress-up crown to show you how sparkly and fancy it is. Let me set it here while I dig back in the suitcase for something else. I brought this. You know what this is used for? It's a gardening tool. I think you might know a bigger one, and it's called a rake. Let's see our last things in here. I'm going to pick them up with a big old pile. I collected these on my bike ride all around the park. This was the leaf I used. Look at it. It's like fabric. This is the leaf I used for my crown. Let's put the leaves there, and the rake, and my sparkly autumn princess crown. And which are the 2 that really go together? They all have something to do with autumn or fall, but these are the 2 that go together, the leaf and the rake, because you scrape them all together, and some people put them back in their garden to make the garden have a nice bed and keep the weeds away all through the winter. All right, so now we're going to talk about our artist. Our artist is Paul Klee, and Paul Klee was born in Switzerland in 1879, which was about the same time that the automobile was invented, and his parents were professional musicians. And he learned to play the violin when he was just 7 years old. Well, when he was 8, his grandma gave him a box of chalk, which encouraged him to start doing art. Now, a lot of our artists, you know, started out as musicians and then moved over to be an artist. And he did both things for quite a while. And tomorrow I'll tell you more about which one he really stuck with. And here he is. This picture is the one he drew and painted of himself. It's called a self-portrait. This one is a photograph of him looking over his shoulder and looking around at things all around him and making him look interested in art and other things. Next to him is his his name. I spelled it out so you could see how it was spelled. Klee. Now you would think that is pronounced Klee, but we call him Clay. And I wrote a song so that we could sing about it to remember him. And it goes to the tune of Up on the Housetop, and it goes like this. Who's the artist we'll study today? His name is spelled Clee, but we say Clay. Childlike art and colorful too. What is the project that we will do? Well, we're going to do one that is called Once Emerged from the Gray of Night. Later in the week, we're going to talk about how he chose the names for all of his artwork, and they're almost all like a poem. But let's take a look at the one we're going to study today. I first want you to see the one that's right above the picture that he did of himself, and it's really two parts separated by a silver band. And it needed to be on a longer piece of paper because the poem took up a big space. So in each of these boxes that he drew, and they're all about the same size, he wrote one capital letter after another and spelled the words out. Now they're in a language that we don't read in the United States, at least most people that I know. And so I thought we could do this and use words that are short and ones that we might like to use in our art. So it's going to be a two-part process. We're going to today design the grid or the boxes and put some of the letters in there. And then tomorrow, I'm going to use my watercolor pencils or maybe my watercolors to fill in the spaces. Now, there's some rules about this so that it turns out to look really great. And what it is you have to make sure the letters touch all sides of the box that you draw. So I'm going to move my rake off of here and the crown so it doesn't get knocked off when I'm drawing. Now, I am making mine with a ruler, but it isn't absolutely necessary that you use a ruler. I cut a little piece of cardboard, and it is 2 inches wide because I thought, well, that's about as wide as I'd want the box to be. So I put a 2 inches mark and I cut a piece of cardboard so I could measure with that if I wanted to. Now, if you don't have a ruler or a piece of cardboard, you can just put 2 or 3 fingers and draw next to that. And I'll show you how we're going to do it. Let me lift this up onto the suitcase so you can see. I enlarged the painting that we just looked at and made it so that you can see the boxes better. So I am going to do this because I wanted to write the word art in mine. So I'm going to put my magnet letters on my lap and get ready to draw my squares. I started out doing it with a pencil, and I think you might want to, and then go over it with a black pen. But so that we have enough time, I'm going to just do it with my raggedy old ruler and my black pen so that I make the lines. Boys and girls, any projects that we make and we are drawing, you know you can do it yourself later if you can't stay up with me. Look, if I were to use the cardboard, I could set it there, put my ruler there. Oh, don't run away from me, board. And draw my next line. I'll go to the next one. See how it's the same size as the one before? I'll put it there, do another line, and do it there. Now I have to go down this way, and I'll go across with that one and this one. It's making like a checkerboard kind of. And you'll see why we want these boxes to be about the same size. If you don't have a permanent pen, you can use a black crayon, or you might use your black pastel, because those would work also. I might make this, see I have my little arrow magnets. Since some of the places are not the same size, because the paper isn't perfectly square, I'm going to cut off those edges so that I have just the boxes. And this one is tinier than that square, so I'm cutting it off also. Now, the word art. The A in art is made with 2 big lines and 1 little. line. So I'm going to do that, and you may not need me to show you these letters. You may be able to just write it in your space. So just in case, I'm going to put this on here just so that you can see what the A should look like. And I need one small one across the middle. All right. I think I'll just do the letters and not bother building them so that you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to start in the middle of this box and slide down, touch, touch the line, and touch, and go across. There's my A. The letter R is one standing line, one big curve, and a standing line. And the letter T is one big line across and one big line down. I'm writing things that are my favorites. So art is one. I think I'll write love in this next one. Let's see how many letters are in love. L-O-V-E, 4. So I'm going to start it on the end. L. Now the O has to touch the bottom, touch the side, touch the top and touch the side and touch the bottom. V starts in the middle, down, middle of the square, down. And letter E is big line, and then one in the middle. I'm touching all sides. So now I have art, I have love. I'm going to write the word joy, and it's going to start in the middle. J, touch, touch the bottom, touch the side. Remember about the letter O, it has to touch and touch and touch and touch and touch. And Y, it has a little line, and then this one will meet it, and this one will meet it. Joy. All right, so you continue writing your words and letters in your boxes, and then tomorrow when you come to meet me, you'll bring watercolors or watercolor pencils and some water. I think I have time to write one more thing. What could I write? I could write thanks, like thank you for Thanksgiving that just passed, or I could do bike, which you know is one of my all-time favorite things. I'll write a little of it before we say goodbye and say goodbye to all my friends. You know, if you send the picture of your artwork to the studio and we get your address when you send it, we can send you something like one of these books. This one's the one with Arthur. And you know I always pick this one because he wears glasses, which I wear glasses, and I pretend I have a little club of glasses wearers. All right, I think I'm gonna write one more letter before I sing goodbye. I have to remember to do my B for bike, so I remember to do it. Boys and girls, get your hands over your legs because we're gonna sing goodbye to all my friends. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all my friends. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all my friends. Oh, it's time to say goodbye. I will see you tomorrow, boys and girls. Goodbye.
To a brand new day, time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.